Hi and welcome to the channel of Obstetrics and Gynaecology. This video I'm going to practically demonstrate how we perform the pelvic organ prolapse quantification. So we have first I'm going to tell you quickly regarding the stages of POPQ. So here we consider hymen as the reference point, and then we have 5 stages: stage 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And stage 0 basically means that all the points, this is the hymen, AP, BA, BP, all these points and CD are above the level of hymen, that is at a level of -3 or above. That means that there is no prolapse, that is stage 0. Next is stage 1, which basically means that all the points, there is some descent, but all those points are still above the level of hymen, and these are at least 1 centimeter above the level of hymen. So all these points, these can come down, but still above the level of hymen, that is 1 centimeter above the hymen. That is our stage 1. The next is stage 2, where we have the prolapse portion between -1 to +1. So in between these 2 points, -1 to +1, we have our stage 2. The next is stage 3, which basically means that all these points, or any of these points, these can be outside the hymen, and they can be anywhere down till the level of total vaginal length -2. So here if we have a total vaginal length of supposing 10 centimeter, so it will be -10 over here. So any of these points, these can be outside the hymen, and the maximally that it can go to is +8. So that will be our stage 3. And the next is stage 4, which means that whole of this portion is outside the hymen, and we can also call it as procedentia. And here basically it means that total vaginal length, it is more than the total vaginal length -2. So anywhere from downwards below the +8. So it can be between the +8 to +10. So this is our stage 4. Here on this model, I just made this model out of a paper and a socks. So just showing you the landmarks. This is the mons pubis. Then we have the labia majora, the minora, the urethra, and the anus. So in case we have a stage 0 or a stage 1 prolapse, the patient is going to have a similar look. That means actually I'm telling you that on the external appearance, the prolapse won't be evident. Unless we do a PS examination or the PV examination, where we'll find that the patient is having a prolapse. But on the external appearance as such, there will be no prolapse. Then from the stage 2 onwards, the prolapse will be more evident, and it will be also obviously associated with a perineal deficit. And so now let's go for an example and see how we assess the patient of a prolapse on this model. So for the examination, we first need to follow some prerequisites. You require some things such as we need a pair of gloves. We need a graduated scale to measure each and every point that we have just discussed. And also we need a SIM speculum. And then we have to tell the patient, okay, first we examine the patient as such as she has come. We don't ask her to empty the bladder. We have to see for any stress incontinence as such, but we can't do a POPQ staging if the patient is having a full bladder. So then we ask the patient to empty the bladder, and then we perform our POPQ staging. So now I'm going to take the example of a stage 3 prolapse, and that is more of the anterior compartment. Alright, though we don't say as such compartments in it, we tell you the leading points and the stage, but still let's tell you about the anterior compartment defect that we are having, and it is a stage 3 prolapse. So just to tell you the landmarks again, we have this as our labia majora and minora, and this is the vaginal wall, and this blue part is our cervix. So all the points that we are going to measure, these are going to be on the maximal straining or cuffing of the patient, and then we reduce this prolapse and measure only one thing, that is the TVL, total vaginal length. So starting with the GH, this here first like to tell you that you require a graduated scale like this. These are like 1 centimeter markings on you can have it on a iron spatula or a copper T rod, right? You require 1 centimeter marking on it for the measurements. Now let's quickly begin with the measurement. First we measure the genital hiatus, which is from the mid-urethral point to the posterior hymenal ring or the faucet. So we have over here our urethra, you can see the red dot inside, and from that to the posterior hymenal ring. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeter. And from where we then we have our perineal body. So where we have ended our GH, we begin the perineal body's measurement. So from the posterior hymenal ring to the mid-anal opening. So this is around 2.5 centimeter. Now next coming on to the anterior compartment points, that is AA point. So now we require a sim speculum or something to retract the or clear the field so that we can have just the focus on the anterior vaginal wall. So you require to depress the prolapsed portion and visualize the anterior vaginal wall, and then you mark 3 centimeter above, right? You go 3 centimeter above with the scale, and then you mark inside the prolapsed portion. You go inside, mark 3 centimeter. All right. So now I'm going to just take these all out, and then we ask the patient to strain again. I have not reduced completely the prolapsed portion. I have just reduced that much that was required for the marking of the point on the anterior vaginal wall. And the next thing that you ask the patient to cuff and then see for the maximal strain. So you ask the patient to cuff and then you measure where you have marked the point inside the vagina. And so here we have it as -2. So now next coming to the point BA. See, BA is the point that is that can be anywhere on the anterior vaginal wall, and it basically means that it is the point that is the most dependent point on the anterior vaginal wall. So if you can see that the anterior vaginal wall, this part is the thing that has come most forward, right? It is outside the hymen. So this is the point, this limit where the anterior fornix, you can say, where the cervix meets with the vagina, this is the most dependent part on that. So this point has come outside. So measuring it again from the hymen, here we have it as a +2. So BA is our +2. Next we coming on to the C. C is the leading most point on the cervix. So the anterior lip, this point is our leading most point. Now measuring it from the hymen, so here we have it as +3. The next thing that we measure is AP point. Again, it is same as the AA point. So we are going to basically lift our prolapsed portion, and then again we go for the same. From this posterior hymenal ring, we go back 3 centimeter above and make a marking. And then we ask the patient to strain and see where that point is. So in this patient, it is at -3. So basically there is no prolapse of the point AP. Now next coming on to the BP point. See, BP point is the most dependent most portion of the posterior vaginal wall. So here I can see only the cervix and I cannot see any vaginal walls part coming outside, right outside the hymen. So it is somewhere inside. Regarding the BP point, see on the posterior vaginal wall, I cannot appreciate any prolapse. So BP is at the same level, that is AP, which is -3. And now let's measure the D. So D is the posterior fornix, and I have lifted the prolapse portion up, and now we are going to measure the D point, and it is just where the fornix lies. So now till the hymen, from the fornix till the hymen. So here we have measured the D point, and that is -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is at -7 centimeter. Now one thing that we are going to do is, now we have to measure the total vaginal length. Now we have to reduce whole of the prolapse portion inside the vagina, right? And then we take our tibial length. So here I have taken the tibial. So it is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it is at -9 centimeter. So this completes our POPQ classification. So as per the grid that we have made, our maximal point of descent was at the C point, that is at +3. Now talking about the staging, the stage that it comes under is stage 3, and it is having a leading point, that is our cervix, right, with the leading point as C or the cervix. So this was all regarding the POPQ classification on a model as such, using a pair of socks and a paper, and it is very easy to perform. So this is how you learn. You keep on practicing at home with a pair of socks, and it's very easy to do, and then you finally perform it on a patient, and that examination gets quickly done. Thanks for watching the video. If you like my video, please do like, subscribe and share the channel Love Obstetrics and Gynecology. Thanks for watching.